All right, well, look at this wheel gap. It's not ideal. I'm really not loving how much gap is in the car. I do miss how slammed the car was prior to me raising it back up. When I bought it, it was stock height, and then I lowered it 2 inches. And I loved the way it looked, but as you guys have seen in my previous videos of my BMR suspension, how much I've complained, it didn't work. Like, don't get me wrong, BMR is a very superior suspension product. I'm not knocking their product on what they're actually meant to do. If you're building a race car, it's a good product. Use it. I would. But for a cruising car, I can't handle the noise. Now, I have some friends that have BMR in their car, same parts I did, in their Mustangs, and so far they've had good luck. Nothing's happened, and that's good for them. My parts were in my car for about 2 or 3 months from brand new, and then the squeaks and noises came. So BMR, under warranty, put all new bushings through the car. They sent them to me and I had them done. They were great to deal with that way. And the sound went completely away, about 99% away. Enough that I would live with it for the rest of my life, had that only been it. And that lasted about maybe 2 months, maybe 2.5, and then the noise came back and it's actually worse. So it's gone. I won't use BMR anymore on my street cars. Like I said, if I'm going to build a race car or a drift car, which I'd love to do down the road, I'll run BMR because this car handled like an Indy car. It was phenomenal in every aspect I needed it to be, other than my sanity of hearing it. If I decide to drop this car back down, which I might, down the road, won't be this year, might be over the winter, I will probably switch to the Steeda camber links, because from everybody I've talked to, including Steeda, I won't have that noise anymore. I've talked to some people that had my product, the BMRs that I had the same issues, switched to Steeda, no issues. The reason I didn't do it this time was the Steeda parts for the upper camber links alone from Steeda were like $1,700 or something ridiculous. I'll have to look it up again, but it was around $1,700 just for the upper camber links, where my BMR upper camber links were like $400.
Oh, really?
So clearly that is the issue. You get what you pay for. Lesson learned. But for right now, I have too many vacations coming up. I got Mustang week coming up. I just can't justify dropping $2,000 on upper camber links, plus getting the car aligned and everything else, just before I'm leaving for Mustang week in, 25 days? And then my luck, they won't get rid of the noise. And then I've just wasted all that money. So I definitely don't want to do that, at least not yet. I'm going to do a little bit more research on it, because I do miss how low the car was. It was a pain in the ass, don't get me wrong. It sucked to drive anywhere that had speed bumps or roadkill on the ground or transitions in the roads or bridges or underground parking. I got hung up. I bottomed out all over. You look at the pumpkin on this car. You've seen it in the videos. For people that don't know, that's the pot for your rear end. It has hit the ground more times than it should. And to be honest, I don't know how it hasn't cracked it. I don't know how it's not leaking. I don't know how it's not missing stuff, but you can see where it is bottomed out because I had it lowered 2 inches. On an IRS rear end, a 2-inch drop is not practical. Although it looked amazing, because I don't like this giant ass wheel gap. So is weirdly enough, I only went up 1 inch. So this isn't even stock height. This is only 1 inch. I'm lowered on Eibach 1-inch drop now, where in the past I was H&R 2-inch drop. and now I'm only on a 1-inch drop. And like, that's 3 fingers. I don't like it. It doesn't look horrible, but I just loved how mean this car looked. And it's just off a hair from what I'd actually like it. So we'll see. It'll do for the rest of this season. We'll see what happens next year. I have contemplated putting airbags in it, and I was ready to pull the trigger, and then I ran into somebody in a town next over from me that was a Mustang show they do every year, and he had the same thing as me, a 2016 GT, just like mine. Evidently enough, it was black as well, and he was on airbags, and I was checking it out, and I'm like, that's what I want. And we were talking, and he said that his setup, I don't remember what brand it was, but his setup, he regrets buying because it is extremely rough. It hurts his back. You guys don't know this, but 8 years ago, July 30th, 8 years ago, I broke my back in a car accident. And it's never fully recovered. So I have a lot of back pain on a regular basis. I go to therapy and chiropractor regularly to keep me mobile. So when he told me that it was a very rough ride, that worries me because I already suffer from any kind of impact that I hit potholes and bumps and everything else as it is. With saying that, he also did tell me that he was disappointed in the fact that his setup, he can only lower it down 1 inch and raise it 1 inch. When he raised it 1 inch, it put the car to the same 2-inch drop that I already had on my car. So that doesn't benefit me because I wanted to airbag it so I could lift the car up when I needed to get over things or in and out of my driveway without scraping, and lower it back down when I wanted to drive, and then slam it on the ground when I wanted to park. His can't do that. He can only slam it on the ground or lift it up to where my car was prior to me lifting it back up. Well, it doesn't work for me. Now, I talked to a buddy of mine who recently airbagged his S197. Now, his is a solid ox rear end, so it's a little different. But his airbag system, if I'm not mistaken, he told me he can go up like 4 or 5 inches to get plenty of clearance. So I don't know if it's just the different style of car, like Mustang, that changes the fact, or if it's different product, or Buddy had his installed wrong. I don't know. So if you guys have airbags, let me know. How high can you go up in the S550s? I know they can all go on the ground, but how high can they go up, and what's your ride quality like? How hard is it when you hit bumps? Because like I said, I have broken my back in the past, and I still to this day suffer. In 8 years, I still suffer from the pain of it periodically. So the last thing I need is the car being so hard to drive that I can't drive it anymore because it's too hard on my back, and I just wasted thousands of dollars putting an airbag system in my car. So I don't want to do that. So let me know in the comments what your experience is in an S550 with airbags and what brand you have. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching all that fun stuff. Stay weird. Later.